Katie, Charisse, it is a chaotic scene on St. Charles Avenue right now. As you can see, NOPD, mounted police, as well as Tulane PD, LUPD are arresting students and demonstrators who are out here right now. We have photojournalist Rick Nies-Riggins showing you all the wall of students. They have locked arms along St. Charles Avenue, starting to push in further and further on Tulane's campus.
Thanking the crowd for their support, but also pledging support to her late husband, Luke, who, as we know, initially ran for and won the Senate candidacy. As a matter of fact, with photojournalist Rick Nies-Riggins, I wonder if we can get this camera and try to, if you guys can stay with me, please walk us through the conversation with Mr. Fleming, ma'am. You said you spoke to him.
It was a wonderful conversation. He congratulated me on the win. It was very cordial, and I thanked him for running because it's hard to run. I understand that.
Katie, Devin, I may have spoken too soon earlier whenever Chris was saying, is the rain slapping you in the face? I said, oh no, we're staying pretty dry under here. Oh my goodness, Rick Nies, can you spin the camera around? Do you see this roof? This is coming off as we speak, y'all. We have been monitoring this roof across the way, and I will figure out exactly what building this is.
As you get outside of the New Orleans metro and head west to the River and Bayou parishes, the hardest hit areas from Hurricane Ida, the damage becomes really unimaginable if you've never seen it before. Some structures, minor damage, others completely destroyed, like this structure here. Coming off last year's damage from Hurricane Ida, you might have to rethink how you make decisions if a hurricane heads your way. That's because thousands are still living in temporary housing. Recovery from Hurricane Ida has been slow for many people. For some, it's insurance. For others, it's dealing with things like this. It's pouring down rain.
This is a part of the jail I don't think many people have seen. What is going on in this tier?
This is one of our special management pods, or will be one of our special management pods. We planned and worked with local sheriff Jerry Turlich and Plaquemines to move the 60 folks out of here to Plaquemines so that we can retrofit this jail with locks that work and are very difficult to defeat.
The man who beat BP is taking new aim at an even bigger target, the U.S. government.
Does being the person who beat BP put you in a position to be able to pursue this case?
Since every single BELO case has failed, and mine's the only one to survive, I'm the only one that has the right to go after the feds in this very unique approach.
Moss's unique approach is to sue the Environmental Protection Agency and the Occupational Safety and Health Administration for failing to enforce their own rules. And like he did initially against BP, he's going it alone without a lawyer.
This was your original filing in February, right?
Yes, that was the actual one that was filed, as you can see there.
Right.
And then I'm getting a little bit better.
So now you've moved to typed complaints instead of handwritten?
Typed, cited, it's got so much more in it.
It hurts my heart because these companies have done so much for the community of Plaquemines Parish.
This industry has hijacked our democracy.
There's been an intense amount of pressure placed on parish councilmen to kill the lawsuit entirely.
Plaquemines should be the last one to file a suit like this.
This is not the way to do it.
They found out that outside lawyers hired by the parish council had key political connections.
All lawyers give to judges. This is extortion. Anyone could have applied. I mean, it was sent out. It's been a long road.
For 12 long years, trial lawyer John Carmouche took on oil giant Chevron in the heart of oil and gas country. This month, he won a whopping $750 million for Plaquemines Parish, dedicated for coastal restoration. And only by winning can he now go and ask the judge to order Chevron to cover his hefty fees.
I'm not sure you could go on the street and tell somebody, you know, look, I want you to work for 12 years fighting, being criticized personally, your family being attacked, and you might get a big sum of money at the end of it, but maybe you won't. Do you want to do that? I'm not sure you would find too many people that would do that.
But you did.
I did.
Carmouche said the case turned when jurors saw photos of the damage caused by Chevron's predecessor, Texaco, dumping wastewater into pits like these, and video of how it still pollutes the coast to this day.
They discharge over 100 million gallons of waste in just this site. Just imagine how much waste was discharged across the state of Louisiana. That's still sitting on the bottom in the sediment. You can't see it, but when you go stir it up, you see it.
The impact of this massive verdict can't be understated, and not just by the winners.
This has far-reaching implications for the future of the energy economy in the state of Louisiana.
Mark Earhart is president of the Grow Louisiana Coalition. He says the state must reverse course now.
The people who are in Louisiana's energy industry, they can talk to their local officials. That's where it starts, is in the parishes. And they can go and say, look, I don't care what they did over in Plaquemines Parish. It is not worth sacrificing our energy economy in southeast Louisiana.
Earhart points a finger squarely at Governor Jeff Landry and Attorney General Liz Murrill for breaking with the Trump administration and supporting Plaquemines Parish in its lawsuit against Chevron.
In this situation, they're standing on the side of the trial lawyers.
Joining that criticism is President Trump's former U.S. Attorney General Bill Barr.
We see now a letter from former Attorney General Bill Barr to Louisiana Attorney General Liz Murrill, arguing that the activities prior to 1980, when the permits were required, should not be punished. What's your reaction to that?
So the law is very clear. The law says that if you illegally commenced or illegally established and continued your operations past 1980, then you needed a coastal use permit. And when you got the coastal use permit, you would have had to restore the property to its original condition. So they had a choice.
In 2015, there was a local campaign to kill the lawsuits. It failed.
Believe me, I wish it would have worked out differently those years ago. Now we're at a crossroads. Now we're sitting here with something where not only $745 million, the lawyer was not even out of the courtroom or courthouse, and he said we're going for $400 million more.
Plus, he's going to get attorney fees.
I guess. I guess. And you go, you know, at what point do we go, come on, man, what are we doing? Save us from ourselves.
Larger efforts to block the lawsuits in the state legislature met the same fate.
You've said for the last decade, and groups that are associated with the oil industry have said over the last decade, that this creates a judicial hellhole in Louisiana.
Yeah.
That this type of lawsuit being allowed to go forward, efforts have been made to reform that. They've failed. So has this actually hurt the state of Louisiana's oil and gas business over the last decade like they said it would?
I think so. In South Louisiana, where you had up to 4 dozen rigs running at any time, maybe even more over time, that we are exponentially lower these days with any rigs running in South Louisiana.
I've been hearing that story for 20 years, and this is my theory. We want the oil and gas industry in Louisiana. We need them, but we have to have an economic balance. And the only way we can bring good oil companies back in the state of Louisiana is to relieve this liability.
With 40 more parish cases still pending, Carmouche is counting on that sentiment continuing to prevail, while the energy sector hopes it can still turn the tide. David Hammer, WWL, Louisiana.
Hell of a storm.
Every year when it gets around August 29th, all of the memories start to rush back.
It's going to be a tough one.
It's stressful. It's emotional.
What's that sign say? End? No, it's not end, it's the beginning. The beginning of a new life for everybody in New Orleans.
Tell me who you are.
I'm Jamie Bonk. That's what everybody knows me as. My real name is James. And some people in the neighborhood refer to me as the boatman, because that's what I do. I fix the motorboats. Let's see if I can make this thing come alive.
How long has it been since you fired this baby up?
Years. I get pretty emotional every time. That's why I don't drag this stuff out every day, you know. But when I pulled it out the other night, I was crying pretty good. I get over it. It's just the whole trauma But I guess I relive it in an unconscious way, you know.
Next on Eyewitness News.
A New Orleans charity doctor is in stable condition and his wife is dead.
I'm just sick to my stomach to think that something like this happened this morning.
The reality is there really are no safe harbors right now.
I'm not a superstitious person, but there were so many premonitions or warnings about it was so violent then.
Police found an unidentified man lying on the sidewalk. He had been shot several times.
3 of the 4 murders with young black men shot and killed on the streets.
Neighbors say it's evidence of a city where crime is out of control.
She said she just had a feeling in her gut that something horrible was going to happen.
She was one of the most selfless, genuine people you would ever meet. And her husband, Paul, was and is too. And they were just absolutely made for each other. And that's why it was just so utterly disturbing that of all the people in the world who imply that Paul Gay Lunas, my peaceful brother-in-law, that he was somehow or the other being accused of having something to do with it. It was horrifying.
Filmmaking is fun.
People didn't think she was real, that she was so nice and friendly.
Helen was like this saint. A light went out in New Orleans.
All these people buying up stuff around here. They buying up everything.
We don't have nowhere as far as entertainment. You was able to go to Washington Ferret and watch the band. You was able to go on Claiborne, buy jeans. I don't have none of that.
All that is totally different out here.
So neighborhoods like Central City are essentially still in the red. Like when you look within the bounds of Central City, you don't necessarily find a fully functioning grocery store. They tried to do this with the Fresh Food Retailer Initiative, and that didn't necessarily work out. Now, when you have a community like this that experiences generational denial, they are bound to feel the weight of that. You have to also remember that Central City was red on the HOLC maps, and those communities that were on red in the HOLC maps experienced homelessness, poverty, high crime rates, low birth rates, health outcomes that were disastrous, and of course, wealth outcomes that never really made it there.
Yep.
This fire's gonna kill me.
I know.
No.
Hang out. I know.
Yeah, what kind of dogs do you have?
We have a lab pit mix.
Ooh.
I grew up in Southern California and moved to New Orleans in 2009, and I was a firefighter for a good chunk of the last decade. My first fire station was in Central City. My awareness of the ways, especially that policy has shaped inequitable access to many of our society's key material things for survival really came into clarity and focus when I moved to New Orleans.
Some consider the hair salon a sanctuary, a haven for good conversation and free therapy sessions, with time underneath the hairdryer being the only moment some of us get the chance to just rest. For some women in Central City, a salon on the corner of Jackson Avenue and Reverend John Raphael Jr. Way is that sanctuary, and has been since 1963.
When you get a chance to get fish back. When I first moved to New Orleans about 10 years ago, I realized that New Orleans is, to me, one of the most African cities outside of Africa.
Every dish cooked inside Chef Serene's kitchen is an ode to both the past and present, a bit of New Orleans with memories of Senegal.
I got some good food, man.
Thank you so much.
I got some good old food.
In New Orleans, history does not live only in books or museums. It lives in kitchens, on street corners, in cast iron pots, and sometimes in the sweetness of a fried cake dusted with sugar that's golden, crisp on the outside, soft and fragrant within. And we're not talking about a beignet.
Hot beignets, anyone?
Throughout the show, Pauly takes viewers to some of the most iconic locations in the Crescent City, including the New Orleans Museum of Art's Sculpture Garden.
Sound speed.
All right, stand by. In 3, 2. I'm Jane Pauly.
That's where we caught up with Pauly and the CBS Sunday Morning crew to find out why the Crescent City was this year's choice.
We got it.
Thanks, everybody.
It was not a difficult choice.
Right.
We like to travel. Sometimes we travel abroad. We've been to Florence and Rome and London and Amsterdam, which was exciting. But domestically, you need to come to a city that is as distinctive as you will find in the United States of America. New Orleans is just special.
3. One more. 1, 2, 3.
At only 32, Nikki Wiggins is living her ideal career as a registered nurse.
When I was younger, I realized that helping people was a passion for me. It just drove me. It made me feel like that was my life's purpose.
A few years ago, on her dream path to oncology research, something unexplainable knocked her off of her feet. After months of fatigue and feeling just off, she was in a meeting at work.
All of a sudden, I felt panicked, like just extreme panic. I couldn't focus on anything. I was looking at my coworker like, something's wrong, you know.
Shaking and nearly passing out, her leg went numb.